This place is so cool. This campsite is a bit sketchy. There's a bunch of stuff that looks like it's abandoned. I did it! This is amazing. Oh my god. Hello, beautiful people. I'm Amanda Zitto. I make motorcycle travel vlogs, content about motorcycle camping, and general encouragement for you to get out and do the thing. I'm crossing the United States solo for the second time on my Honda CB500X. I'm going from Sacramento, California to Tampa, Florida, and back. Join me for the adventure. Good morning, beautiful people. As you can see by the background behind me, I ended up in a hotel room again last night, this time in Tombstone, Arizona, which was actually quite cozy. And if you are coming to Tombstone, Arizona just to peruse the town and you're gonna stay here, I highly recommend the Tombstone Boarding House Inn. Definitely go check out my last video if you want to check out my little bit of time here in Tombstone. Today's goal is El Paso, specifically a state park outside of El Paso, which is like a 6-hour drive. Anyway, you can still see there's a mess on the bed. I still want to get that packed up and put on the bike. I'm gonna go grab myself some hot tea and then we'll hit the road. So not tonight, but the next 3 nights are the last nights that I have reserved in advance. So hopefully after this week is over, I can go back to just stopping wherever I want. I still have to get to Tampa, Florida by the 18th, so there's still kind of a deadline hanging over my head, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of looking forward to the trip back more than the trip going over because there's zero expectations for my timeline, and I'm very excited about that. Anyway, that's enough chattering for me. I gotta get packed up and get this party going. Also, look at this cute. They have a little paved parking area for motorcycles, so you don't have to park in the gravel if you don't want to. It's so nice. We have officially made it to New Mexico. Well, we have made it to Hueco State Park here in Texas, which is gorgeous, by the way. I did have to watch an orientation video, but I'm kind of glad because it was really neat to learn more about this area and what makes it special. It's super awesome. Unfortunately, the sun is going down and the campground here was closed. So I have approximately 40 minutes before the sun goes down. So I'm going to do a quick pop over to one of the nature trails, see what I can see before heading back out. They said that the rental place up the road lets you camp there for like $5. This place is so cool. Hueco Tanks encompasses 4 massive rock formations. Inside these hills are natural cisterns that form inside of the rocks. For thousands of years, this formation has been a gathering place for Native Americans as a source of water. There are hundreds of paintings throughout the park. Unfortunately, the park has a big problem with vandalism, so only the north section of the park near the visitor center can be accessed without a guide. But I'm still so glad that I took the time to come and check out this place because it was magical being here. Hopefully they can open up the campground again soon. I would have really liked to have stayed here for the night. Alrighty, tent is set up, and this campsite is a bit sketchy. In the site next to me, there's a bunch of stuff that looks like it's abandoned. One of the sites over near the entrance has a tent that's like ripped to shreds. Like it looks like it's abandoned, but now there's a car over there, so I have no idea. This place is weird. But I'm not getting the somebody's gonna come bother me vibes, so it's a place to sleep. And I'm gonna sleep here and maybe get up and out of here as early as possible. I think everything will be fine, but it definitely feels like it's climber heaven. Evidently, a lot of people go climbing at the Hueco tanks. Makes sense that this would become climber heaven because it's cheap and especially because the campground is closed at the state park. So, well, I'm going to eat my orange, climb into my bed, and will myself to sleep. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. We've got about 5 hours to go today to get to my campsite in Big Bend Ranch State Park. I'm feeling pretty anxious about being out of service for the next 2.5 days. I do have my satellite messenger and my SOS button and that kind of stuff, so if anything like went really wrong, I could get help. But it's just kind of an anxious feeling. I'm gonna make sure that I have all my maps downloaded offline on Onyx, and I don't know why, I was just feeling super anxious about it. Like, I can spend, like, days in the woods, like, in Idaho without service. I feel totally fine. I'm just not super familiar with spending a lot of time in this kind of desert environment. Like, the high desert in Oregon, totally fine with, but this kind of desert is different and is very unforgiving, and there's little to no water sources, so I have to carry all of my water. Between the 1 gallon in my moto jug and the 4 liters in my Sea to Summit bag, I think I should be okay. Because I think there's a couple places in the national park to get water. And then there's, of course, there's Terlingua. But it doesn't stop me from feeling anxious. But it's okay to feel anxious. It makes me more prepared. It makes me aware of the stuff that could go wrong. The important part is just to keep it from stopping me from doing the thing. But today, the goal is just to get ourselves to our campsite at Big Bend Ranch State Park. A little bit of dirt at the end of the day, but first we gotta get all the slab done before we get there. One step at a time. Yeah. By the way, got down to about 30 degrees last night. I think it's 47 right now. So that's part of the reason I'm dragging my feet, is I'm waiting for the sun to warm up my tent a little bit so that I can change clothes without having to be frozen. All right. Whew, that wind. Wow. Hello, Texas. Okay, bike packed, get my helmet on, get the earplugs in, and we're going down the road. I had a Tonka bar and a honey stinger waffle for breakfast. Nutrition. Well, this was lucky. I'm like, God knows, 60 miles from the next town that I was supposed to hit, and I was down to the last bar of gas, and I came across a sign that said another town about like 15 miles off the highway. Got here just in time to hit reserve on the gas tank, so not too bad. Yeah, you wanna talk about a town in the middle of nowhere. Wow. Well, we made it to Guadalupe Mountain National Park. The wind here is insane. I got my patch, I got my pin, took a little look around. I'm pressed for time though, so we gotta hit the road. What a crazy place.
Tell me, babe, where are you going? Prairie wind goes got me in a bad spell, spinning and I can't tell where to get the magic. I just gotta have it.
Stop for a little break here in Marfa, Texas. Trying to get a gauge on what the road condition's going to be like. Nobody here has been to Big Bend Ranch State Park, so nobody could really tell me, but I called the ranger and he seems pretty confident that I should be able to do it. So we're going to give it a shot.
In the light, I had a vision. In the dark, a premonition. You took my dreams and now I'm bound to you. Tell me, babe, what are we gonna do? 'Cause you got me in a bad spell, spinning and I can't tell where to get the magic. I just gotta have it. 'Cause you got me in a bad spell, spinning and I can't tell where to get the magic. I just gotta have it.
I did it! I made it to my campsite before the sun went totally down. I'll be setting up my tent in twilight here in a second and probably making food in the dark. But I made it up the dirt road, no problems, before it got dark, and I call that a win. I can already tell sunrise here is going to be gorgeous. I can't wait. Like, this sunset is incredible. I only wish that I could have been here earlier so I could got sunset photos with my tent up, but this is just gorgeous. Totally worth the rush to get out here. I'm so glad that I made it and I didn't stay in town somewhere because this is amazing. Oh my God. So I also dehydrated some of my homemade spaghetti sauce and I haven't tested out the rehydration process yet, so let's see how this goes. I do have other food in case this doesn't work out, but I'm kind of excited because if this works out, then I'm stoked because my family's spaghetti is like my comfort food and it's closer to like bolognese than it is like what normal people think of as spaghetti sauce. And if I could, I would just eat it all the time. I also broke up some angel hair and put it in a little lunch baggie before I left home. Cross your fingers for me, okay? Note to my future self, always cook the spaghetti separate. It's all an experiment, and that's okay. Oh, and I'm just so happy to be out here, and I feel like for the first time on this whole trip, like something went right. I don't know. Does that sound wrong? But it feels good to be here. It feels really nice to be in the middle of nowhere, not camp next to a road, not camp next to other people. Okay, so it might not look the best under harsh light in the dark, but I am so happy about this. Okay, I'm gonna try it. Fingers crossed. So far, so good. Maybe a little bit too much pasta for the amount of sauce that I gave myself as a serving. And I do know what to change for next time. And overall, I'm going to call this a success because it's edible. Because it means that there's a future that I might be able to successfully pull off making a dehydrated bolognese that will remind me of home on the road. And yes. Anyway, I'm going to eat this. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button if you did. Huge shout out to my patrons on Patreon for making these videos possible. If you would like to support the channel for as little as $1 a month over on Patreon, you can get early access to videos like these ad-free before the rest of the world. If that's not up your alley, that is totally okay. I have t-shirts, stickers, prints, all the good things with my motorcycle art on them over in my Etsy and my Redbubble shop. If that's also not up your alley, that is totally okay. I appreciate you guys just for being here every single week. And question for my end screen crew. Have any of you experimented with dehydrating your own meals to take to camp? Is that something that's interesting to you? I don't know. I'll see you guys later.